Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Wall Street Rundown. I'm your co-host Billy. I got Wale with me. What's good, Wale?
How you doing?
Doing well, man. Bro, like it's going crazy out here. The market's been pushing a lot higher, which for me doesn't make sense because tariff is starting to show up also in the numbers. So it's like I don't understand what's happening. But overall, the Dow Jones closed at 1.1%. We saw a quick dip today, but then it just got bought up like crazy. You know what I mean? S&P 500 is up also. Nasdaq was up. Russell 2000. I mean, everything was pretty much up today, hitting all-time high and all that stuff. Some of the key component that probably driving the market is optimism around like the trade agreement with Japan. I mean, it was kind of announced yesterday, but I was like, I guess the market decided to respond to it today. Um, and then the also the same momentum is going toward the European Union, also trying to figure out the tariff with them and all that stuff. So a lot of stuff is happening, man. And but some of the biggest sectors movers today is, I mean, if you look at Nvidia was up like crazy. Well, not a lot, but it's like up like 2.25%. The one that shocked me a lot was GE Vernova. I don't know if you guys saw that chart today. That stuff is up, up. Um, Dow Inc. also jumped up. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about this, but the meme stock, I don't know if they're making a comeback, but I haven't heard names like Coles and Open Door and all these other names. I mean, they are moving like crazy. Um, Gold price is going to drop a little bit today. I mean, again, if you keep an eye on gold, man, you can kind of tell what direction the market is going. So you can kind of understand where the market is going to be. But overall, man, like let's talk about these type of stuff that's happening. We mentioned that tariff is starting to show up in the numbers, but that is not reflecting in the way stock is moving. What are your takes on that, man?
So this week, at least just from what I saw, one of the things I did notice was we saw somewhat of a sector rotation yesterday. So you saw a lot
Mm-hmm.
of money flowing out of tech into some of the value sectors of the market yesterday. So like healthcare, energy, were some of the big winners
Mm-hmm.
yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Technology to me is still the overall still doing all of the heavy lifting. We saw, the move that Nvidia made today.
Yep.
Um, but if you listen to two earnings calls that I listened to this week and kind of got a summary of what was happening, I listened to Chipotle today.
Yep.
Chipotle same store sales were kind of stagnant and not really doing much. But they also mentioned that they're starting to see higher prices in some of their ingredients,
Yep.
which is basically because of tariffs.
Yep.
Another company that was saying tariffs is kind of giving them a beat down right now is General Motors.
Mm-hmm.
So remember early in the year, the auto industry was one of the first industries to feel the pain of
Bang. Yep.
tariffs.
Yep.
And GM, if we're not mistaken, if I go back to that chart from yesterday, GM was down from, I think it closed at, what's the closing price? 53.26. And then it dropped yesterday to 48.97. But surprisingly, that dip got bought today and GM was actually up 8%.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get a better understanding of how does the market really feel about tariffs? Because if tariffs are going to hurt Jim's business, right, in the long run, because things are getting more expensive, what is the reason why that today the buyers came back in and bought that dip? What did I miss on that earnings call? So right now, right, we're hearing the effects of tariffs, at least in two major US companies, right? But we're not seeing it affect the overall market. So to me, it's a pretty interesting turn of events. And how to exactly read this, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Fed's not going to cut next week, but
No.
when will the market say, hey, maybe tariffs are going to slow growth down? I think Goldman Sachs also said growth is going to slow down,
Right.
but we're not seeing any of that in the market. And I do understand that there are a lot of fund companies that are playing catch up. They're not fully invested in the market. So maybe when they're seeing some of these big drops, maybe that's them deploying some cash to buy names at cheaper prices. That could also be it as well. So I can't, again, I go back to what I said last week. I can't build a case against the market to be bearish yet. And until I can build that case, I mean, I expect it to continue to chug along higher.
But I mean, if even if you look at like I think Walmart, if you guys don't notice, Walmart kind of be raising their prices if you go to
Hmm.
the store. So something is happening in that area right there. You know what I mean? And I think there's a report that just came out from I forgot what that loaning company is. It's an auto loaning company, and say like people are defaulting on their loans also. So we are seeing some industries being directly impacted by the tariffs, or
Yep.
even if they're not directly impacted by it, they are a a victim of that, right? Like for example, Walmart purchased all their products from outside. I don't think Walmart makes anything that's made by Walmart, you know. So they purchase all their product from outside and then we sell them to consumers. Again, if they have to pay high prices for those products, even though they said we're probably not going to pass it on to our customers, we're seeing that they're starting to pass it on to the customers. So,
And I think Walmart actually mentioned they're getting a little bit strategic about how they're spreading the tariffs.
yep,
So, they might increase prices, but it may not be 100% full increase to that exact item. They might spread it across other items.
right, right.
And if I'm looking at Walmart right now, whoops, I think I just clicked something. I'm looking at Walmart right now, looking at the last 3 months, Walmart hasn't gone anywhere. I mean, if you look at it, it's just been consolidating between 93 and call it $100,
Mm-hmm.
and it hasn't really gone anywhere. So, yeah, and I think that after their last earnings report, which is back in May, I have not seen this chart do anything substantial over the
Nope,
last 3 months, and they've got
nope,
another earnings call coming up. Okay, that's not going to be until August, so we'll see. But again, right now, we know that there are tariffs, right? Because businesses are mentioning them in their calls, but not enough to really spook the market. Now, I do know or understand that a lot of the levels of tariffs that were set in the negotiations originally, those numbers have come down, right?
right, right.
So maybe that's the optimism that the market has regarding, okay, it's not as high as we thought. We can continue to move higher. And I think was it last week or the week before that? The consumer spending numbers weren't that bad. So
Yep, yep. Which I
what
still think somebody's playing with the numbers, but it's just that's just me.
I
Somebody's
don't
playing
know.
with the numbers.
I don't know. So
What is the bonds doing right now as we are doing all this crazy numbers and stuff? I
yeah, so
wonder
I
what
know
bonds is doing.
TLT made a big move Monday, but that move kind of subsided today. So rates have not, they've been pretty muted. They haven't really done too much. So I've been looking at them, and there's nothing to be overly alarmed about in the bond market, at least at this point.
Yeah.
But again, we'll see what happens next week when we get our Fed meeting, and we'll probably get a little bit more clarity around um, what the Fed is seeing and what they're thinking. Again, obviously, everybody knows, I'm pretty sure they're going to hold rates, but I think their projections and what they're saying could happen over the next couple of months, because we don't have a meeting in August,
Right.
have a meeting in September. They'll have more data to take a look at and then make a further assessment of what they want to do. So everyone's banking on that September rate cut. Everybody's saying we're gonna get two rate cuts, and I think September, October, December are gonna be the last three meetings of the year. So we'll see what happens with that. But
Well, what
I'm
happens if we don't get a cut? You know what I mean?
yeah, if we don't get a cut this year, that could ruffle a lot of feathers. That could
Right.
ruffle a lot of feathers if we don't get
Right.
a cut this year. So I am in the camp of one cut, possibly. That's the camp that I'm in. But the camp that I was gonna say we're gonna get one cut because I'm expecting unemployment to increase, but we
Mm,
haven't really seen unemployment increase.
that number, yeah, hasn't really
That
increased.
number hasn't increased. It actually went down from 4.2 to
Yep.
4.1.
Yep.
So, I could be wrong, but yeah, we'll see what Jerome has to say next week. I really hope that a lot of the questions are not directed about his relationship with Trump and with him potentially resigning. I hope the
Mm.
reporters actually ask questions about what they're looking at in the economy and what their rate path will be going into the end of the year.
I think we're gonna get mix of questions, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
If anything has to do with Trump, he's probably gonna dodge it. He's not gonna respond to
No,
it. I
he's
mean,
not gonna respond.
the man has 8 months, and under this pressure that he's been under, I don't think he's gonna want to stay. He's
No,
gonna be like, I'm out, you know.
yeah.
So, speaking of Jerome, you talked a bit about the resignation, fake resignation letter
Oh
was circling
man.
around. I didn't even see it, man. Like, so I was like, wait, what resignation letter? But if you want to talk a little bit about that and
Yeah,
like
so this
what's
is
going
this is
on.
this is the thing where I say that AI can be used in a very, very dangerous manner. So yesterday there was a letter supposedly written by Jerome Powell himself circulating on the internet talking about that he had resigned. Now, if
Hmm.
you look at the letter, it was obviously fake because the seal, the Fed seal that was on the letter was AI generated, and you can see all the misspelled words
Mhm.
in the seal. So you can identify it as fake. But to me, right, forging a federal document and mass producing it on the internet should be a crime.
That is the dumbest thing I
That
ever
is
hear
that should
anybody
be
does.
that should be a crime. Because for a split second, the market did react for a split second.
Mhm.
And this is where I keep saying that AI is very good when it comes to making things more efficient, helping people be more productive. But just like any other tool, it can also be used to the detriment
Yep.
of humanity.
Yep.
Like imagine, a fake letter from Trump circulating talking about, oh, I'm putting 100% tariffs on China, right? And you know that a lot of the trading that goes on is done by high frequency trading algorithms, right?
Hmm.
So if they pick up wind of something that's going on that might be fake
They
and
can
they re
differentiate. They can differentiate.
yeah, they may not be able to know, right?
Yep. Yep.
Remember we saw what happened last week when there was that rumor about oh Trump is gonna fire Powell.
Hmm.
I mean, that
The
hit the
market.
headlines and the
Mhm.
markets just went
Yep. Yep.
down. So if someone is able to craft a federal document that looks more real and starts to circulate it around the internet, can you imagine the type of reaction the markets could have? So, like I said,
Man.
just like any technology, any new investment in technology can be used for good or bad. So you just got to be careful out there.
But for me, it's like who's actually believing this thing? Like if you don't get if it's not coming from a reputable source or from a like a news that's, I mean, I guess even sometimes the news kind of fall for it too. So it's like you can't even
Yeah, because like I said last week, I was really, really, really shocked
Yeah.
that CNBC made a big deal about this whole Trump is thinking about firing Powell because the law prohibits it.
Mhm.
The law prohibits it. So why that made headlines last week, I really do not know.
Crazy, man.
Like to this day, I'm like, why would you even run with that headline if the law clearly states that a president cannot fire a Fed governor without cause?
That's ridiculous.
So I don't know. You got to fact check everything nowadays, man. You really do.
Yeah, you can't be out here just taking everything for,
No,
for
you got to
granted.
fact check everything. Fact check everything.
Yep, yep. Well, let's talk about something fun, man. The meme stocks are back. If you guys haven't paid attention today, go look at Cole's chart. Go look at Open Door. I think AMC kind of did a little bit today, but I've been seeing a lot of chatter on Wall Street, on Reddit, Wall Street Bets, the channel. They're starting to pick up a little bit there. So is something happening there? I don't know. The one that kind of like was weird to me was Tupperware. It looks like it spiked up and then it just got sold like crazy.
What's the symbol?
I think it's TUP. Let me see what's the symbol for that one.
Yeah, so
Tupperware.
some of the meme stocks, man. Krispy Kreme,
Krispy Kreme was another one.
DNUT,
Mm-hmm.
Kohl's KSS, and then GoPro.
GoPro, that's another one too.
So to me, this is this is what I'm kind of looking at. I kind of feel like what the Reddit or the Wall Street Bets community is doing is they're looking for sub $5 stocks, right? That are heavily shorted, and
Yep.
basically they're just doing crowdfunding.
Yep.
They're telling everybody to buy stocks because who buying a stock that's trading under $2, like you can literally buy 100 shares for $200.
Yep.
So I mean you can buy, yeah, you can buy 100 if it's $2, yeah. Yeah, you could buy 100 shares for $200. So I mean, I think they're just trying to squeeze the shorts out by just getting really, really, really aggressive with those purchases. And that thing, I'm surprised GoPro is actually still trading on the market because I remember when they went public
Yep.
and that IPO flopped out the gate.
That is the biggest flop ever.
Yeah, that IPO flopped out the gate. Like
Hmm.
it just it couldn't hold water. And it was trading for a lot of years like under $1. And
Yeah.
I don't know how they did not get delisted. And then all of a sudden it goes from, I mean, where was this? On 7/18, it closed at 88 cents,
Hmm.
all the way to a high today of $2.37.
That was a classic short squeeze right there.
Yeah, classic short squeeze. Now, obviously, it did not hold, but I mean, Coles was up, what, 100% yesterday
Hmm.
before it came back down?
Another classic
So
short squeeze.
if you're someone who likes to join the madness,
Or if you don't like your money, then go ahead and do that.
or if you're looking for a quick buck, yeah, the memes look to be back. And I had no idea that Krispy Kreme's stock had done so badly since it IPO'd. I had no idea it had lost a majority of its value because if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, let me go to,
The IPO back in 2021 at the high they hit was 21.69. And then they just had some terrible years from there.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, man, who's still eating Krispy Kreme, yo? Like, if you're still eating Krispy Kreme, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, there's a Krispy Kreme by my house, and I've been there a few
please.
times,
Ah,
but it's been a while. It's probably been
they,
at
they,
least,
get- they get you with that smell, man. It smells so
yeah,
good.
it's probably been about 2 years since I've been there. So the reason why I went there is because, man, they put it right behind Benihana's. So
Oh,
one time,
perfect.
one time after Benihana's, I was like, man, I didn't get dessert. Went straight to Krispy Kreme,
You got you a 12 pack.
and
12.
I ate all 12 by myself. I'm
Shout
not
out.
proud of it, but I did.
Shout out to Krispy Kreme. Yo, them donuts are good though,
They
but
are
they're
good.
just a lot of sugar, man.
Yeah, they're
So
addictive. They're
please.
addictive. But I had no
Th-
idea the IPO had done this bad.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What would you do with it? Kind of remind me of Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if you guys remember. Dunkin' Donuts was a publicly traded company until like 2020, 2021, and then they kind of decided to go back private. But at least Dunkin' Donuts was able to figure it out. But it's like I think at the height of it, they're just like, you know what, let's go back private because we just can't figure this whole public trading company is. But
Yeah.
I feel like
Krispy
if they go back private, I think they'll be able to make it. You know.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme might have to rethink what they need to do, because the thing is, when you're a private company, you don't have to really show your books. Like,
Mm-mm.
the disclosure requirements are a lot
Right.
easier as a
Right.
private company. But if you need to raise money, right, and you can't find money in with private investors, venture
Right.
capitalists, or other sources of financing aren't coming in, then you go to the public markets and you IPO. But I don't know. I had no idea that they had flopped this bad over the last couple of years. I mean, there have been a lot of
Crazy.
other bad IPOs, but I would not have put Krispy Kremes in my book of IPOs that have been really, 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 really bad.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and yeah, so donut industry, man, it's kind of like it's like the pizza industry, but if you can figure it out, maybe you can make it. Because look at
Yep.
Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza has
Domino's still
done.
rocking.
That's one of the best performing, you know,
They're still out here rocking it.
stocks. Yeah, but I know
Hmm.
that they have a franchise model as well. I don't know if
Yep.
Krispy Kreme's has a franchise model that they run, but yeah, that's a tough business. Another thing too is like I've also said that at least where I live, a lot of like the mom and pop donut shops, their donuts are actually a little bit better than Krispy Kreme, if
Hmm.
I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. There is a there's a donut shop in Portland, Oregon. It's called Voodoo Donuts. If
mhm.
you ever go to Portland, they have some of the best donuts ever. So just a
Yeah,
plug for them. But overall, man, I think the meme stock is one of those tricky things, man. It's like, do you get in? Do you not get in? Do you trade it? Do you not trade it? But if you're a solid trader, most solid traders will ignore this whole meme stuff, unless if it's something like really really interesting, like what happened back in 2020 2021 with, you know, with AMC, with GameStop, and some of those other ones. Like those were some crazy short squeeze. So if you
I
recognize those, then yeah.
I think another thing with that short squeeze back in 2021, there were also institutions that were
Yep.
trying to squeeze
Yep.
the shorts out.
Everybody was in it.
Yeah,
I,
there were
I
some
won't be surprised if the shorts was in there to tournament.
So if you're going to trade the meme stocks, to me, trade it with money you can afford to lose because
Yep.
you really don't know how fast. I mean, if you just go look at the chart, like if you just go look at Donut right now, I mean, just look at where it opened and look at where it closed.
Yep. If you're not
So
already in,
if you're not already in, right, you know, especially on the way up, you probably just want to get out as soon as possible, as soon as it opens.
yep.
Now, another way you can play it is if you want to just play it to the short side, you can get in
But
and
that
play it
that has
to
that
the
doesn't
short
even
side.
that doesn't
That's
even
even
work
worse. Yeah,
sometimes.
that's
Because
even
sometimes
worse
the
sometimes.
volatility is against you. Like you look at some of those IVs, probably like in the 300-400%.
Exactly.
It doesn't
Or if
matter
it get,
even if hit your price, you're not gonna make
yeah,
money.
that's true. And if it gets halted, you don't know where it's going to open.
Yeah.
You're stuck. You're
You
stuck in
can't
a
sell, you can't do
trade.
anything. So
So yeah, if you're going to trade these meme stocks, I wish you the best, but only trade with money you can afford to
to
lose.
lose. Yep,
Yeah.
that's a fact.
So
That is a fact. Let's move
and
on
they
to test. Go no, go ahead.
now go ahead.
I was gonna say let's move on to Tesla's earnings, man. As expected. I mean, we talked about this a lot. The numbers just does not look good. The only thing I would say is it is very tricky to trade Tesla around earnings unless you know that the sales are really really good. It is very very tricky to trade them because the last time they reported the numbers was terrible too. But if you
And
look
the
at the
stock went up.
and the stock went up. But this time at least they got smacked a little bit. But even that drop, if you look at it, it's not a big drop compared to what I would think. Like based on these numbers, Tesla should be down like $30-$40. I mean, it's only down what, $14-$15 after market. Like it's not a lot, you know. But yeah, what is your thoughts on this? I mean, we talked a lot about.
Yeah, I think the expectations going into earnings, everybody kind of knew that um, their sales numbers have been down, deliveries have been down. They haven't really reported anything worth being proud about over the last, I'd say, 4 to 5 months.
Right.
Now, the last earnings report that when they reported, the stock actually went up after the report, which was that blew me away because that
Yeah.
report was bad. But this report, they missed on revenue, they missed on EPS, they missed on adjusted EPS. I think the only thing they hit was gross margins. And if I'm not mistaken, they're probably going to lose some of those tax credits if they haven't lost them already.
They did.
Yeah. So, and Elon's getting a little bit more involved in politics. So I don't know what direction this stock is going to be headed in the short run. Maybe in the long run, if they get the robo taxi stuff right, maybe it can, make a comeback. Because to me, a lot of the people that are bullish on Tesla, there's a lot riding on that robo taxi
Yep.
initiative, a
Yep.
lot. And if I'm not mistaken, that last earnings report was back in April. Yeah, the stock went from a low of
It was like two something, I think.
227.50, the close before earnings, all the way to almost 370 by
Yep.
the end of May.
Yep.
So, and that's after a bad report. Now they're finally being penalized. But if you look at where it's dropped in an area where there have been buyers before. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see
That's
if Elon is able to spin this in a different direction by tomorrow. We don't know.
and I think he will. I really think he will.
Yeah.
Um, that's the only thing with Tesla, man. Like, it is very hard to trade them during earnings because you just never know what directions they're gonna go.
Yeah, Tesla does
So,
not trade on fundamentals
nope.
whatsoever. No, it
I,
trades on how much do people trust Elon Musk.
yep. Yep.
So, but we'll see. I would not be surprised if this thing reverses tomorrow. I bought a speculative spread to see if it'll go up. It'll probably be down tomorrow, but you know, it expires with August 15th, so still got a couple more months left. I mean, a
I
couple
think
more weeks left.
we're gonna see a reversal. I'm in the camp of Tesla's gonna rebound tomorrow.
Yeah,
Um, so it's
and
just
then
it's too easy, man. It's like it happened like that every single time, you know.
yeah. And then
So
Google reported today, and they're
yep,
slightly up after hours right now.
yep,
So
yeah. So earnings, it's not nothing exciting. Nothing's really happening, in my opinion. There's not a lot of excitement coming out of this. So
the one thing I will say though, I think XAI made an announcement where they're trying to find $12 billion to build a data center called Colossus 2.
hmm,
So again, when you look at this entire AI landscape, when you keep hearing this, everybody's is in the fight for data center space and data center output. And the big winner in all of this is
da-dum.
power.
Mm-hmm.
Power, I will keep stressing this. Power, 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 power.
Yep.
Whether it's traditional power, nuclear power. I mean, Aqua was up what 13% today before
Yep.
it pulled back.
Yeah, we hit that
So
70 again. Yep.
I think I still think that if you don't want to buy any of the technology names that are in the story, look at the power names. Who are going to be the power providers for all of these data centers? Because
Yep.
again, they run 24/7. Like the business can't shut down. Like power is a business that just cannot shut down
Yep.
because otherwise all of this AI stuff just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't work.
Yep.
So power is the backbone of this story. Everybody's thinking chips. I'm telling you it's power.
Yep.
So keep that in mind as you kind of go through where you're looking for opportunities to invest in the future. To me, I mean, after the big names like Nvidia and TSM, the
Yeah, the
power
big ones.
providers, yeah,
Yep.
they
Yep.
are they are the clear winners
Yep.
here.
And look, and I will say specifically, start building positions in nuclear stocks. You know, we mentioned a bunch of them, and you guys keep an eye on like Oklo is one of them. We talked about Oklo a lot. Every time Oklo drops to like around $50 or whatever, it's always for me. It's like okay, I hope people are buying because it's dropping to a good area. The other one that I kept talking about is LEU. If you guys look at it, the last time I talked about LEU was like they were like in 176 around that. LEU is like at 229. They hit a high of $250 back in on Monday. They went up to like $250 before they pulled back. So from the time I talked about it to now, they went up almost 30-40%.
Sheesh. Yeah, that has been
It's a
a
monster,
very
man.
steady climber.
Yep.
I think after that consolidation that it did in early July, it just took off.
Mm-hmm. Took off
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah, you
So
talked about this couple episodes ago.
yeah. And again, their spread is kind of wild. So if you want to do options on those, just know their spread is a little wild. But when they move, you will get some good return on this. It's just the spread is a little wild. So just keep an eye on that one.
Yeah. So I will keep beating that drum. If we get a substantial pullback or any sort of opportunity to buy stocks cheaper, power is a place I will continue to look for opportunity
Yep.
because to me it's the obviously one of the clearer winners for this whole AI story because I mean just look at everybody that's competing to build data centers.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just tons of companies out there that are wanting to build data centers. And the commitment, the capital commitment to these data centers is not small.
Nope.
And the government is on board as well. So, government is looking to subsidize some of these projects. So yeah, keep I'd keep my ear to the street on that one and be continually looking for opportunities in the power sector. So
Facts. Facts, facts. Let's move on to next week economic calendar. I mean, we have the Fed manufacturing surveys coming up, SCE credit access survey. The one I'm keeping an eye on is the JOLT job openings that comes at 10 a.m. On Tuesday. And then we have, of course, on Wednesday, the employment report that ADP usually puts out. That's coming up on Wednesday, the 30th. Another one I'm keeping an eye on is the pending home sales index. Really interested to see where we are with that.
yo, yesterday, some of the home builder
Mm.
stocks made some big moves after
Yep.
who reported yesterday? Was it Lennar? Somebody reported yesterday, and I mean, if you go look at LEN,
Mm.
go look at Toll Brothers.
Even open door kind of popped up on on Monday. It popped out like crazy.
Yeah, I
Jeez.
forget. Oh, I think it was DHI that reported earnings. Yeah, DHI reported earnings yesterday, and they sent, yeah, DR Horton, they sent
Mhm.
all of the home builder stocks flying yesterday.
Yep.
And I think Rocket Mortgage made a really big move yesterday as
Yep.
well. So,
Yep. Yep.
and the crazy thing is they said that the average median price of homes in the nation has now hit an all-time high,
Of course.
and
Of course.
affordability is going down. So why DR Horton was able to make such a big move yesterday, I have no idea. I have no idea. But that was a really, I think it was up like 15% yesterday. And you
I
don't you
mean,
don't you
I
don't
won't
see
be
those type.
surprised. I won't be surprised if there was just short squeeze either. You know what I mean?
Maybe, could
I would
be,
not. I
yeah,
would not
could
be
be,
surprised if those are all just
yeah,
short squeeze.
could
People
be
just covering their
people
position.
saying rates are super high. Let's short the
Yep.
home builder stocks, and the numbers came out that were a lot better than they expected, and they had to cover.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, that might have been it. So
But I mean, 2027, I keep hearing that home affordability is even going to get like
worse.
worse. You know what I mean?
My question is, where are they building homes?
They're
Like
building
they're not
everywhere.
building in California.
Oh no, not in California. California is already expensive. The rest of the country trying to catch up with California. They're building homes in Texas, in Georgia, and like so many different places. I feel like in Georgia here, like especially close to us, like there's always a there's always a project going on. Always,
Mm,
you know, always a project going on. So there's a bunch of homes being built, and this surprisingly for me, there's a lot of condos being built
yeah, see,
for
that's
rent.
that's that's all I see in the Bay Area is apartments. They're
Yep,
just building apartments. I don't see
bunch
single
of
family
them.
homes. I don't
Nope.
see,
I
and
see a lot
maybe
of
I'm,
townhomes. I see a
yeah,
lot of
and
townhomes.
maybe I'm not looking in the right areas, but at least locally where I live, not a lot of building
No,
at all.
even here, you see a lot of like townhomes for rent, townhomes. That's and they all start a crazy amount of number too. It's like 300,000, 400,000. I mean, compared to California, it's probably nothing. But over here, to have like a townhome with no backyard, no basement, just like a two-story townhome that's really tiny, like
You know how many
300,
people?
300,
You,
400,000. That's a lot.
you know how many people out here would jump on that?
They
I
got to
think
deal. They got to deal with the weather over here, though.
I think 300,000 here probably gets you a mobile home.
Oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to move out of California, man. If I could get a remote, if I could get a remote job in California and work from anywhere I want and still get paid the same amount I get in California, I'll do it.
A lot of people did that in COVID
Yeah,
until they started doing a VPN tracking, and if your IP address
correct.
came from a
Correct. Yep.
different state, they was talking about either firing you or lowering your salary
Yeah, they got to lower your salary to
to
meet
match
whatever
the
you are.
cost of living where you
Yep.
live.
Yep.
So yeah, but a lot of people did do that during COVID. They were getting
Listen,
jobs in California and then moving out.
that was a loophole that I think if you're a smart person, you will take advantage for as long as you can. All right, man. So let's wrap up here. Anything that you want to talk about for next week? Any advice, anything to look out for coming on Friday?
Nah, at least like I said, everything is kind of geared to what's happening with the Fed. You know,
Yep.
that is that is the $1 million question that's coming up next week. So, I don't think the market is going to react to whether or not they keep rates where they are, but we'll just have to wait and see what Jerome has to say about what the Fed is seeing in the data and
Yep.
what they feel the rate path will be. I'm actually happy we don't have a meeting in August. Like I'm glad so that they can see more data before they come back in September and kind of make a decision on what they want to see. But
Yep. Yep.
for right now, we'll just have to wait and be patient. Man, I don't know what episode ago I talked about a trade that remember I talked about QBST.
Yes.
Oh my God. So when I talked about QBST, that last episode, QBS was it QB? Was it? No, it's not QBST.
It's QTS.
QBTS. Go look at that chart.
Whoa. Dang. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it came back.
yeah. And I missed it.
Sheesh.
I missed it.
That's a crazy move.
I missed it. Last week it made a crazy move too. And
Yep.
I completely missed it.
Yep.
So
It went up to that almost that Monday's high and it kind of retracted a little bit. But
yeah,
wow, that's crazy.
missed a good opportunity. So
But we definitely closed above. Yeah, we it's up there now. We
yeah, I
broke
don't know if
a
this one still has legs, but
we broke a major resistance level there. So
yeah, there were
yeah.
two trades the last two trades that I sold for a loss that I didn't have to sell for a loss went absolutely crazy. So I was in Novavax last week. I think it was Friday,
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
and it was so choppy. And I sold for a 5% loss. Go look at Novavax today.
Is it NVAX?
NVAX.
Gee. You missed that whole thing.
The contracts I was in, I bought at 23. I think my cost base is like 23, and I sold it for like 21. So I took a small loss. I think I sold for 21 or 22, something like that. Those same contracts were around $100 a contract today.
Dang.
All I had to do was wait.
Yeah, you just
All
gotta
I had
wait.
to do was wait.
Just two more days, you would have been good.
All I had to do was wait. And the thing was, I mean, if you just go look at the setups from a couple days
Yep.
ago, you got a bullish hammer on the daily on Monday. You had a bullish hammer, three hammer on the day.
That three would take anybody out though. Like the way you moved, I think you would have been like, unless if you waited till close to figure it out. But
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
lack of patience, man. That's what it boils down to. Lack of patience.
happens.
Because I had in the money contracts. So it wasn't like I was like my stop loss was about to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lack of patience. Lack of patience. So as a
Oh,
swing
good.
trader, man, patience
The
is key.
the other one that we talked about was that uranium one. Did you take a look at it? UAC. I don't know if you still have
Oh,
that.
I'm still in UEC. I'm still in
Okay.
it. I'm still in UEC. I think this one could get to $10.
Yep.
I think it could get to $10.
By 8:15, I can see it. Yep.
Yeah. I saw some big orders come in on that, and I told myself today I was thinking about getting out, but I told myself I was like, I'm gonna sit there and just let this one ride.
Yeah.
But I'm really mad because I was in a speculative MSTR trade and that thing is down bad. MSTR is
MSTR.
down bad. So
Ooh.
so we saw about $4 million go into the 460 strike ending this Friday. So I tailed that same trade when it was trading like 430.
Yeah.
It's been going down ever since. So
Huh.
I'm probably down like 70% now. So I'm just like, let's let this thing go to zero.
Just forget it, huh?
Just forget it. Either it's gonna come back by Friday or it's going to zero. So I'm not even gonna lose sleep over it. But
Oh man.
yeah, if you ever tailing, so this is another thing that I always tell people when it comes to options trading. There's a million ways to skin a cat. You can use price action, you can use technical analysis. There are some people that don't use any sort of technical analysis. They
Yep.
just follow options flow.
Yep.
That's all they do. All they do is they look for is big orders or new open orders that look very speculative, and they just
Mhm.
tail them
Just take that. Yep.
and they just take those trades. No technical analysis, nothing. I do that from time to time if I see something that catches my eye,
Yep.
but just know that that can go 50-50. Right? That can go 50-50.
Hmm.
How I sleep at night when I'm on a losing end of a trade is if I see somebody lose $4 million on a trade and I just lost a couple $100, I'm like, hey,
Like I'm good.
I'm good. Somebody lost $4 million. I lost $400.
It's like
I can
I'm
go to
good.
sleep at night.
I'm all right.
That's how I comfort myself on losing trades
That's funny.
because I'm in MSTR right now and that thing is toast.
You're getting
So
whooped over there.
yeah,
That's funny.
I think I'm down like $600 or $700 now. So it's either gonna go to zero or um. But to me, I just don't know if you can build a consistent long term investment philosophy or trading philosophy just based on following flow alone,
Right. Right. Right.
because a lot of those trades, again, they're speculative. You don't know the rationale behind them. So is it
Plus, you got
okay
you
to
got
do
you got
it?
to be really good with it too. It's like,
Correct. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I take that back. Um, I think the Nigerian twins, they built their entire trading community based on unusual options activity.
Hmm?
I don't know if they use a lot of technical analysis in their trading. They use this thing that they have where it identifies suspicious trades and they just kind of tail them. So, you kind of just got to figure out what works for you. I do it from time to time, but I don't use that as the basis of my everyday
Your
trading,
trade. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If I'm on a good streak and I've got some profits and I don't mind risking, I'm like, okay, I'll take a speculative trade because sometimes they work out. Because we were in
Yep.
Citibank a couple weeks ago,
Yep.
we hit Citibank for 100% twice, based on that trade,
Yeah.
and then
But I think also like you have to see if there's a catalyst, right? Like what's the
that's true.
catalyst for that? So
That's also true.
if
Yep.
yeah, if you know there's a catalyst coming and you see an order, that's coming large on that, like then like there's a high probability that something is happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
So
because I thought earnings was going to be the catalyst for Tesla, and it's down now, but we'll see what happens because somebody
yep.
somebody put up $19 million into this spread. 19. So if my couple bucks gets burnt, I'm just going to be like, well, somebody lost $19 million.
I'm good.
I'm good. So
Oh
that's how I
man.
sleep at night. But yeah, we'll see
That's
what
funny.
happens. But again, if that's your way of trading, just know that it's to me it's 50-50.
Yep. Yep.
50-50. Technical
Absolutely.
analysis to me, if you can add that to speculative trading and options flow, how to combine all of those together, I think you probably would have a little bit more success. But I think price action is a very, very good thing to understand. And you don't have to get super into the weeds. You just need to know like reversals and, where prices are wicking off of, where prices are getting rejected off of,
Yep.
and things like that. So, but yeah,
Yep.
that's my 2 cents for now.
Well, one trade that I'm watching for, and if you guys are missing out on it, is IWM. If you guys look at that chart, it's been hitting. So I have some long-term contracts on those, but just keep an eye on that, man, because IWM is making some really crazy moves right now. Even though it might pull back here and there, but if you look at that chart right now, it looks very tasty to me. So,
Yeah, and it's still below the all-time high of 244.
yep, yep.
So I say this again. When we get rate cuts, or if we get rate cuts, expect IWM to pop off.
Yep.
Expect IWM to pop off because IWM has quietly been one of the better indexes for the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And we talk
um,
about the Golden Cross too. The Golden Cross happened on it also. I mean,
mm,
that's another
okay.
confirmation that something is brewing with IWM.
Yeah.
So
Because if there's one area of the market that is a tad bit undervalued, it is small caps.
you got it.
Yeah,
Yep.
small caps for sure undervalued. So if you
We'll
look at the
visit this conversation again in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, and see where we
yeah,
are.
yeah, if you look at IWM the last 3 months, yeah, those they're very, very bullish green candles over the last 3 months.
Mhm.
So um if you're thinking more long term and we start to get rate cuts, I would be a buyer of IWM for sure.
All right, y'all. With that being said, y'all have a good night, and we'll be back here on Friday again. Hopefully, we can have a guest on Friday, but we'll let you guys know. But other than that, this is all for me, and it's a wrap. Please make sure you guys sign, subscribe, share, let people know that we're here. We finally crashed the threshold of 100 subscribers, so that's exciting times.
Yep.
So hopefully we can hit 200 here in the next few months and see where we are from there. But other than that, man, we appreciate everybody that's listened to us, that's loyal, that's always been here. Thank you so much. And yeah, share, subscribe, let people know we're here to help them out. With that being said, man, yeah, have a good night. We'll talk to you guys on Friday.